To really understand today's tech challenges, we need to look back to at the early 2000s. So social media was nearly non-existent, and most kids went online only occasionally, usually on shared family computers. Then in 2007, the iPhone arrived, putting the internet in everyone's pockets. This shift made connecting and sharing instantaneous, and soon after, platforms like Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok emerged and quickly adapted to this mobile world. As social media evolved, it optimized for engagement. Platforms introduced likes, infinite scrolling, and notifications to keep us hooked, using algorithms and behavioral psychology tactics to hold attention longer. The goal became not just connecting people, but maximizing time spent on the platform to increase revenue. By 2013, smartphones were they were everywhere, right? And young people, once limited to landline calls and desktop computers, now had constant internet access in their pocket. Social media became a daily part of kids' lives, essential for social belonging. Then the pandemic hit, and this accelerated this trend. Isolated and with fewer tech boundaries, kids turned even more to social media for connection, and I saw it firsthand as a therapist. So here we are, shaped by nearly two decades of rapidly advancing tech, with kids raised in an era where social media has become as much part of daily life as school or family time. And as a result, today's parents face a completely different landscape than the one that they grew up in. A world where platforms are designed for adults to keep kids connected, captivated, and often hooked. So, how have these past two decades in a tech dependent world impacted today's youth?
Well, let's take a look. So we're going to take that same timeline and overlay some of the data. Research shows that since 2010, kids' injuries like broken bones are down 60%. You may say this is a great outcome. This is awesome. But this is because kids are spending less time outdoors doing risky things, partly because parents have gotten overly protective. There's less tree climbing, fewer kids riding bikes, no more self-organized pickup sports at the local park, and less neighborhood free play where kids trip and fall while running around. Less of those things kids need to grow both physically and mentally. Research also shows a 65% decrease in the time spent with friends during adolescence. Spending time with friends is crucial. It's a crucial part of childhood development, especially in the tween and teen years when social connections take on a really important role in the budding independence and autonomy. And at the same time that kids were navigating and migrating indoors and online away from in real life activities, we have also seen 150% increase in teen depression, 139% increase in young adult anxiety, and a 300% increase in the self-harm rate among young adolescent girls. This to me is one of the most devastating statistics. I don't have girls, but I have close friends in different parts of the US that do, and their personal experiences reflect to me that this is happening in significant ways across many different populations. Look, as a result of this data and more, the Surgeon General of the United States has declared social media a public health concern for youth. In his 2023 advisory on social media and youth mental health, Dr. Vivek Murthy called on parents, schools, tech companies, and policymakers to urgently address youth safety and well-being. For parents, this might mean delaying social media until late adolescence, since potential harms peak in early adolescence. Tech companies, it's a call to wake up and to research social media's effects on youth and prioritize safety features. And for policymakers, it's a push to set stricter safety standards for young users. He emphasized that social media, unlike other products for children, hasn't undergone rigorous safety testing. While toys, cars, and medications, even your child's school playground, must meet strict standards before hitting the market. Social media platforms face no such requirements, leaving kids exposed to technology products that are untested and aren't designed with their mental health in mind. A year after his advisory came out, In June 2024 of this year, the US Surgeon General called on Congress to mandate warning labels on social media apps, much like the labels required on cigarettes in 1965.